Hey, it's Gav from Hiking for Health, and today I'm in the lovely Lincolnshire Wolds. My walk begins at Brinkhill. This is St Philip's Church at Brinkhill, a very quaint little church in the village. It says it's open, so let's go in and have a look. I think it's great that churches are open for you to go in and have a look at the history. The trouble is there's so much lead theft at the moment. It's a wonder any churches are open at all. So it's saying the font is probably 13th century, but the existing church is Victorian, 1857. The present church was commissioned by the Reverend Robert Wentworth Craycroft and built by Messrs Morn and Fowler of Louth at a cost of £560. But I'm assuming earlier churches have been on the site due to the ages of the graves outside. So there's a lot of history here from around the Civil War, and especially up at Winceby, where there was the Battle of Winceby, and old Bolingbroke, the castle, was sieged. But it says here that Oliver Cromwell passed through this area during the Civil War. He was in dire need of extra horses, so he requisitioned some from a Brinkhill farmer called Maidens, who was a staunch royalist. Interesting. This field on the outskirts of Brinkhill has the remains of a moat. So I'm assuming there would have been some form of regal building there. But I'm not heading up this way. I'm going back through Brinkhill to Driby. What I love about the Lincolnshire Wolds is there are so many twisty, turny little pathways that take you off in all sorts of places. So my walk continues now to the village of South Ormsby. South Ormsby has a church which originates from the 1400s and is dedicated to St Leonard. It also has a hall which was built around the mid-1700s, and the Greenwich Prime Meridian line passes right through the village. So these are the grounds at South Ormsby. The hall is just over that way, and the public footpath runs straight through the middle, which is really nice because the grounds are quite pleasant, especially at this time of year. But there's an orchard coming up that's been recently planted. Well, I say recently, but recent in terms of decades. And it has some significance. I remember reading something about it the last time I came through here. There's lots of colour still about. I mean, look at this. This looks beautiful. And just to think, in a few weeks, this will all be gone. And then we'll have, for quite a few months, just those bare trees waiting for the new leaves to spring. around about March, April time. So this is known as the Squire's Spinney. Now, Adrian Massingbird Mundy, who lived between 1927 and 2012, it says here he planted a wood on this estate every year between 1949 and 1999, which is why there are so many different types of trees everywhere, of different ages, which is great to see as you walk through the grounds. So I think a bit further on there's quite a young orchard, so I'll have to have a look at that. So in this wood, the trees appear to be very young. All very nicely planted. So it's been a great walk so far. It started off in Brinkhill, and then I made my way up to Driby. There was some lovely sunshine as I was making my approach to the little village. Well, it's really a hamlet. And then into South Ormsby, and then lunch at the church, and then now through the grounds of South Ormsby to back to Brinkhill. Is it me, or does Christmas seem to be arriving earlier with each year that passes? It's nearing the end of November, and I've seen Christmas decorations up, and Christmas decorations are brilliant. I love them, but it does seem to be getting earlier and earlier. I remember the Christmas decorations from the 80s, crikey, all hanging from the ceiling. They were so colourful. 80s Christmases, Star Wars. I was lucky enough to be in on the Star Wars toys when they were coming out. Not the original ones, the original Star Wars film, but nearing the end of The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, I had a cracking Christmas one year. I think everything was Star Wars, and amazing memories. Christmas is a wonderful time, isn't it? But in December. So I'm not far off Brinkhill now. It's been a great walk, but I'm at that tired stage where, as great as the walk has been, you're looking forward to seeing the car. The weather is completely different to how it was at the beginning of the day. The weather forecast was spot on this time. It was supposed to be a lovely morning, which it was, and then it was going to turn cloudy and the temperature was going to drop. I'm looking forward to a proper cup of tea. I'm just wishing I'd put the slow cooker on and done a nice pot of stew with some nice proper farmhouse bread. Can't beat it after a walk like this. Anyway, so it's been a great walk. Thanks for joining me if you have, and I'll hopefully see you on another video in the future. All the best and take care.